Oh my god. I looked up and it's like been recording for 2 minutes. Welcome back, Camly. That one just fell off. I don't know. Welcome back. It's been a really busy week. I'm getting ready to go out of town. We're gonna go to Dallas for the weekend. My friend Maddie is getting married, so that's really exciting. We're gonna go celebrate the wedding and also just spend some time with my in-laws. So yeah, I had to like get my oil change. I've been doing all the laundry. I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff for my podcast. A lot of planning and preparations. So that's gonna be coming soon. I'm getting really excited for that. So yeah, I figured this week we could just chill, talk, catch up. I love doing Q&As because I really get to like interact with you guys on another level. So if you don't follow my Instagram, I just tried to like add the sound effect myself. My Instagram, I don't know why I'm like, follow my Instagram. It's so unnecessary. If you don't follow me on Instagram, that's where I post a spot for you to ask me questions for these Q&A type videos. So if you want to participate next time, follow me there. I feel like there's a lot to catch you guys up on. There is, but there isn't. I don't know. Things have shifted. It's been a very interesting last few weeks. First question is, how is life lately? Like I said, the last few weeks have been interesting. I've been working really hard in therapy. A while ago, I was talking about wanting to really start doing EMDR, but not really ready for it, which is like very intensive trauma therapy to help with my CPTSD. I almost said PTSD, but I'm like, no, there's a C there. I think for a long time, I'm like, I need to like manage my symptoms more before I start that. But really, my symptoms are naturally gonna start getting better after I start that. That's the whole point. So yeah, I just kind of had a moment where I realized like I've just been trying to work backwards when it comes to coping with my CPTSD. And I finally started trauma therapy, which I've been doing like trauma-based cognitive behavioral therapy for years now, but we're kicking it up a notch and it's really scary, but it's very healing as well. So that was a very big step for me. That's something I've been planning on doing for like 3 years. And in managing my symptoms, both with like CPTSD, depression, and anxiety, I feel like I've just gotten really frustrated with where I'm at and like, why am I not better yet? I've done so much therapy. Why is life so hard? Is it like this for everyone? Like just internal screaming all the time. And I think I needed a moment to just like express that anger towards the world and towards my own brain and like, why does it work like this? But there came this point where I just embraced it. I'm practicing radical acceptance for like where I'm at right now. This is where I'm at. Is it where I want to be? No. Do I have plenty of time to grow and learn and heal? Yeah. There's no time limit. I'm going at my own pace and it doesn't help me to be angry that it's not happening fast enough. I've been through a lot and it's going to be years that I'm healing these wounds. And just accepting that fact has felt really good. And I've put a lot less pressure on myself to like do more or feel better. Honestly, it alleviated a lot of my symptoms to stop like being so frustrated with them. Oh, I'm so stuck and it sucks that I'm here and I want to feel better. To be like, well, I guess this is where I'm at. You know, I'm doing the best I can and I know that. It is what it is. But yeah, I feel like I've entered a new chapter of my life lately and it's felt really good. I'm really happy with where I'm at now that I've accepted it. I've kind of lowered the bar for myself, and with that comes like a little voice in the back of my head like, no, you're not gonna reach your goals. What are you doing? This isn't where the bar should be. We need to be doing better and better and better and achieving things. And I just kind of had to realize that I had set the bar too high in the first place, and I hope to eventually aim higher than where I'm at right now. But now's not the time to put all that pressure on myself. I'm okay, and I've come a long way to get to that point where I'm at least doing okay. 'Cause there was points where I was very much not. So yeah, that's how life has been. Grateful to have come as far as I have and happy with where I'm at for now. What is your favorite song at the moment? I would have to say Trailer Trash by Modest Mouse. I listen to it like several times a day. It's a song I recently discovered and yeah, I'm obsessed. What's the oldest age you would date? I'd say probably early 30s. Someone's doing yard work and it's really loud. But yeah, I think I'd kind of prefer someone older. Definitely not anyone younger than me. How's your dating life right now? Not great. I've been dating kind of. I've gone on like 6 dates in the past 2-3 months or so. 2 of those were first dates and the other ones like repeated dates with the same person. And then I got ghosted. So yeah, that didn't feel good. And I'm kind of not like really eager right now to go on another first date. It was a learning experience and it was cool to like go on that many dates with someone. Making it past a first date and a second date and a third date kind of start to get your hopes up. But yeah, it was cool to experience that, and I definitely learned many lessons just from that short experience. Short-lived. What could have been? I'm a Pisces, I'm pretty dramatic, and it is hard for me to put myself out there. So I'm definitely pushing myself out of my comfort zone in dating, but I don't know. I'm in my 20s. I feel like it's what I should be doing and gaining life experience from it. I do find casual dating to be pretty miserable, and it's nothing that I am eager to do or really want to continue doing for too much longer. But I feel like it's like a good, healthy thing for me right now to force myself to do. But I think there will come a point after who knows how many first dates where I either find someone who I want to have an actual relationship with, or I just give up and call it a day and hope that maybe I'll meet someone organically and it'll all work out. Because yeah, it's really not me, you know, casually dating all the time. It takes a lot out of me. How is the videography business? So if you don't know, when I moved here, I launched my freelance videography business. I did a number of cool things. I did a wedding, I did a music video, an advertisement, I filmed an event and like promoted it with a video. And I'm still very much doing that, but I've kind of shifted gears to photography, which funny enough was kind of my life plan when I was in high school before I got pregnant with Colette. I never really planned on going to college. I just wanted to become a photographer. My mom's a photographer, that's what she does for a living, and growing up I modeled for her a lot, and I've always loved taking photos and editing them, and I still very much love doing videos as well. It just feels a little more marketable to do photos. I think more people want their photos done more than they need a video, and I think I feel a little bit more confident in my photo skills than I do my video skills. That imposter syndrome really hits. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I'm not really at the point yet where I'm booking photo shoots, but I'm getting really close to that. How did you get comfortable with having alone time and discovering hobbies to do alone? I just kind of had to. Like, I didn't really have a choice, especially when it comes to like having alone time. I don't really have a say in the matter. I'm alone, I'm single, and it was up to me what I do with that alone time. And it might not be comfortable to start practicing like intentional alone time, especially when that's something that you're really not used to. But the only way to get comfortable with spending time alone is to just do it. The more you do it, the easier it gets, I think. And yeah, it's just about making a choice to spend that time with intention and taking the time to figure out who you are and what you like and what brings you joy. I think that's so important, and a lot of people, especially in parenthood, just kind of lose that part of themselves, the part that just like does things for fun by themselves. Down the road, if you were to marry someone again, would you be okay if they had kids? I don't really see myself getting married again. Marriage isn't a value that I hold, but when it comes to being in a long-term relationship and kind of settling down with someone, I think I'd prefer it if they had kids. I'd either need to be with someone who has kids already and is okay with not having any more, or someone who doesn't have kids and isn't like dying to have a kid of their own. And I think it'd be easier for someone who already has kids of their own to kind of take my kids in and accept them as their own. And I think that's something that would be really easy for me to do. Even with like my friends' kids, I feel like those are my little babies. So yeah, I don't think I'd have any problem at all raising kids that aren't technically mine, and I would just need someone who feels the same way. How are Landon's parents? They're doing good. Like I said, I'm gonna see them this weekend. I get questions about them all the time, and I think people assume that they're just like not in my life and not in the girls' lives, but really they're family. Like I spend holidays with them, see them as often as we can. We live like 4 hours away, so you know, every few months we make the trip or they come down here. At this point in my life, Landon's parents are more of a parental figure than my parents are. So yeah, my relationship with them is great, and as far as I know, they're doing good themselves. How's Coco feeling about kindergarten? She loves it. I think it's been really good for her. I think she kind of felt stagnant at daycare because that's where she was before she went to kindergarten, and she was definitely like the oldest of the group and just wasn't getting what she needed from it. And she very much is getting that from kindergarten. She's learning so much. Here, let me actually show you something she painted. Look at that. She's excited to go every day, and that was not the case with daycare. Once she knew that like there was a next step to take and that she would be going to kindergarten soon, she pretty much every day that she went to daycare was like, is it time for kindergarten yet? Like, I don't want to go here. They have a great daycare, and Dee Dee still goes there and she loves it. But yeah, I think she's kind of got too old for the vibes over there. On the same note, how are you doing with the new routine and all the change that comes with kindergarten? It's been great for all of us. Like, great for Colette, but also, first of all, I'm not paying as much for daycare as I was, which is so amazing. I was like really looking forward to cutting that bill in half. She also gets free lunch and breakfast at school, which is so great. That was another big expense, is like packing a lunch for them every day. Coco starts school at about 7:30 and Dee Dee doesn't start until 9. So that means I get an extra few hours in the morning with Dee Dee, and then I pick up Coco like 2 hours before I pick up Dee Dee in the afternoon. So that means each of the girls get 2 hours of alone time every day, which was really needed. Like, I didn't realize until we had that's something they have never gotten. I guess Coco did before Dee Dee was born for a few years. She got all of the one-on-one time, but Dee Dee has always had Coco around, and they've always been like on the exact same schedule when it comes to daycare. So it's been really great to get that special time with each of them every day. Sometimes in the mornings I'll take Dee Dee out for a donut date, and sometimes we'll get like an after-school snack, go to Chick-fil-A with Coco. So yeah, I've been loving the new schedule. It also has me waking up at like 6:30, which was a hard adjustment at first, but just really good to get more of my morning. Any more changes with your hair? So if you hadn't noticed, I did dye my hair. I don't know why it's getting so dark in here. It is brown, and then I dyed the bottom purple, because prior to that it was bleached blonde. I had like blonde bottoms and then like my natural color on top. But my purple is fading out now, so I think I'm either gonna dye it all brown or just dye it purple again. But these were bleached, so I just really wanted to do something fun with the bleached bits. And also my hair's been just really growing out. I got a pretty fucked up haircut. I got a pretty wild haircut when I first moved here. I just needed like a really big change, and I got exactly what I asked for. Like, what I explained to my hairstylist was exactly what I got. I just don't think I should have asked for that. I think everyone in their life needs to like do something crazy with their hair at one point, and I don't necessarily regret it, but I'm over it and I'm really glad it's grown out now. It still has a ways to go. Like this chunk right here is kind of bothersome, that it's just like, I'm ready for it to really just be like full and longer and all one length again. It was just another one of those things, a life experience that I'm glad to have had. It's what my 20s has been about, really. What new hobbies do you have right now? I like started crocheting again, and then I got really burnt out and took a break, but I really want to get back to finishing the project I was working on. I might do a video where it's just me for a week straight doing nothing but finishing that project. I love watching crochet project videos and like seeing it all the way through, but that's not really what my content is. So if you guys want that, let me know and I'll hunker down and just like really focus on that. I think it would motivate me a lot to be vlogging it. Other than that, I've also returned to another abandoned hobby, which is carving stamps out of rubber. You just like carve out the negative space and then put ink on it and it's a stamp. It's a lot harder than it looks. So I've been practicing that. I don't know. Are you still in no contact with your mom? I've actually been talking to my mom quite a bit recently. I think in the last Q&A I did, maybe. I don't know when I talked about it, but I talked about my relationship with my mom and how I stopped being in contact with her after I moved. And we went like a good 6 months, like not talking at all. We just completely did not have a relationship whatsoever. But I've been trying to rebuild it and I'm healing my own childhood trauma. And as I'm doing that, trying to navigate what a relationship with my parents looks like now. And as I've been practicing photography, I have questions, and of course she's a photographer, so I've been going to her with a lot of that stuff. And yeah, it's been good. I'm a new single mom. Does it get easier? It does get easier. It is very, very, very hard at first when you're used to having another parent's help. And especially in my case, their dad was more of the primary caregiver and I worked. And so a lot of those practical mom things, the things that usually fall on the mom in the first place, were things that Landon did and knew, and just a lot of her preferences and like really keeping up with her schedule. You know, at the time I had a 2-year-old and a newborn who I was mostly caring for. So yeah, I was honestly in a position where I was learning how to take on a lot of that stuff, and it was just a huge adjustment. But it does get easier and you really find your groove and your confidence. I honestly feel like I'm a better parent as a single mom compared to when I was co-parenting. There's a lot of things that make being a single mom really hard, but there's also some pros to it as well. I eventually got to a point where I didn't feel like I wanted help from anyone really, just really happy to be this independent. And you know, if I were to get into a relationship or bring someone like that like into our lives on that level, it wouldn't be because I don't want to be a single mom anymore and I need the help. I think I'd be okay to be a single mom for the rest of the time that I'm raising them. What's the hardest thing for you to manage as a young mom? Honestly, just making plans with friends, especially with other people who don't have kids. They're like, hey, come to this thing, come out with us. And I'm like, I can't just do that. It just takes a lot of planning to like do something for me at an age where it seems like everyone else just gets to choose them all the time. So I'm just trying to cherish this point in my life for what it is and go out whenever I get the chance. It's maybe once or twice a month that I'll get a babysitter and just really go out. But anything I can bring the girls to, I definitely bring them. Just because I have 2 kids doesn't mean we need to like stay home all the time. They'll come with me when I hang out with friends and we'll go on lunch dates and stuff. But yeah, it just seems a lot easier for other people my age. But there'll come a time where I don't need a babysitter and I'll still be pretty young. Early 30s is pretty young. I'm kind of a homebody anyways, so I'm not like holding out for it, but it's helpful to keep in mind that like it won't be like this forever and there will be an end to this phase. What are you and the girls doing for Halloween? I'm not sure about like October 31st. We're definitely gonna dress up, and I'm not positive what we're gonna be yet, but we're thinking of doing a strawberry shortcake type of thing. My older sister is gonna be strawberry shortcake, so I was thinking of doing like, I don't know, what's that plum shoddy? There's plenty of like side characters to choose from, but I think Coco might be angel cake and Dee Dee will be apple dumpling because she's so apple dumpling. My sister will be strawberry shortcake and I just need to figure out what I'm gonna be. I honestly might be the guy, what's his name? Finn Huckleberry or something. I like his outfit and his hat. It might be the perfect thing to kind of round out the group costume. So that's what I'm thinking, but I also don't think the girls are gonna be like that excited about a group costume and like being a character that they don't necessarily like care for that much. They like strawberry shortcake, but I think if they picked, that's probably what, you know, the last thing they would pick. But we are also going to a Halloween themed birthday party for my friend's son, Beckham. He's turning 3 and his birthday is Friday the 13th. So they're gonna do a whole Halloween costume theme. So I'll probably let the girls pick out their own costume for that and they can have their little moment where they pick their own thing. And then for our group costume, we'll probably do the strawberry shortcake thing. Well, that was the last question and I'm going to pack my bags for our trip. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.